Yo, guys, so it's just a quick one. I want to talk about framing. So, one of the things is that I want you guys to understand is that I was talking with a student the other day, right? And this specific student called me and was like, "Yeah, I'm doing all the best practices. I'm doing all the setter best practices. I'm calling the leads. I'm sending them self videos. All of the best practices that I tell them to do, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm still seeing the same results. I'm still seeing the same bottlenecks and constraints. People are not showing up and, not taking my indoctrination process seriously. And they're not watching my videos, my sales asses, etc." And I was like, "Okay, bro, but do you incentivize them to watch the framing, right? The framing content?" And he was like, "What you mean?" Like, I was like, "Bro, if you don't give people a reason to do something, it's your own fault, right? That they don't do it." Because one of the things is that you need to understand is that I told him directly, if you tell someone to do something and they're not doing it, it's your own fault all the time. Because you could have framed it better. You could have articulated it in a way where it would incentivize them. It's in their self-interest to do so. And I was like, did you tell them that it's in their own self-interest to be responsive inside the sales process, to watch the content inside of it that will help them make their buying decision even faster and with more certainty, right? Because they have to take their investment very seriously. You're charging like multiple four figures, even five figures sometimes, some packages. Like, why the fuck are you not framing it in a way where they are labeled, right? When we talk about labeling, shout out to Robert Cialdini, right? You have to label people. You have to tell them, hey, all the serious people that I know that are in our sales process, they take their investment very seriously. They see that making an investment just like this is taking a big bet into growing their business, right? And therefore taking care of their family better. And if you frame it that way and they're not responding, that means that they're not taking their life as serious, right? And therefore they will be congruent with that specific behavior, that specific identity that you labeled them with as a serious person, right? So that's just a dumb, quick example. But if you really look at it, you can frame anything. You can say anything. You can make people do anything as long as in their self-interest. So if they're not doing something that I want them to do in the sales process, it's my fault. It's not their fault. No. I didn't frame it in a way where it's interesting to them, that they would fucking be at work or playing with their kids and say like, whoa, wait, 1 second. 1 second. Let me read this because this is going to make me a ton more money, right? That's where you have them. If you don't have that, it's your own fault. And you have to take the power back. Everything works as long as you frame it in the right way. And framing, when I learned this, shout out my mentor, by the way, he subconsciously taught me this, right? Because you have to understand, we as humans, and shout out to Robert Greene. I read all of his books, man. He taught me about human nature and people do things out of their own self-interest. And you have to speak to the animal self of people. When you do sales, when you do marketing, you have to know what people think, all the top shit they think, all the bad things, all the things that they think, but they won't tell you out loud. They won't, right? But you have to guess it perfectly and you have to articulate their thoughts to them because that means that you understand their viewpoint, right? And when you do that, not only will they, but they will feel understood. And also, when you're a little bit fucked up and you articulate the fucked up thoughts that they have, you address the things that they're thinking that is a little bit too direct or too taboo, whatever. It looks like you're shooting yourself in your own foot by addressing that specific, thought that they have that they don't really want to articulate because it's too direct and, not appropriate. There's some reverse psychology in there where they will even trust you more. And people like in the Andrew Tate and all this stuff, they do this very well. They are killing in this, right? So, yeah. Psychology, man. That's when it comes to when you're doing sales, when you have people in your sales process, you have people in your marketing process, you have to speak to certain people inside of your ads, inside of your ad copy, right? Landing page, all that stuff. It's everywhere. Look at the best personal brands that have these massive followings and all that stuff. They understand this thoroughly. So it's up to you to really become good at human psychology. Learn human nature. Learn the top thoughts that people have, how they think. See the world for what it is, and you will have a different tone. You will speak differently to people. You won't show up on the call and say, he didn't show up and he didn't do this and he didn't respect me. Like, no, we've seen 100% show rate, man. Why? Because I teach my salespeople to frame people better, right? I tell them, if they don't show up, it's your fault. How can you have someone literally ignore you and let you stand there on a Zoom call waiting like a fucking dork, right? And he told you he would show up. It's like, if someone doesn't keep their word to me, I'm done. I tell them, if you break my trust once, it's done, right? I'm just that kind of guy. And therefore, people don't even attempt and try to do it. So when you address these things immediately, like, hey, don't behave in that way, otherwise you're out and you're not our type of customer or our type of buyer, then we don't want you in our sales process. And you should be okay with that, right? So that's the main lesson here. Address the main issues. Ask the hard-hitting questions and just be very direct. In business, you have to carry yourself that way, man. And if you're scared to ask the hard-hitting questions and go deeper and be more direct with people, you will have a hard time, you know? But yeah, that's a small little lesson about framing. You can frame everything and you can get what you want out of every single situation. There's no limits. If someone isn't listening, if they have limiting beliefs, if they are holding you back from making more money, it's all your fault. Everything is your own fault. Take your power back. Own it, man. If people aren't doing what you tell them to do, if your team isn't listening, if people aren't showing up, people aren't paying on time, you know, your marketer is fucking doing bullshit. Your salespeople are like, their performance are like yo-yos, right? Hey, it's you, man. It's you. I'm just telling you this because that's how I look at myself. That's how I hold myself accountable. Like, man, you know, like, bro, the setter was performing better last week than this week. Like, then I look at their performance, it's up and down and up and down and up and down. And I'm like, yeah, it's my fault, man. I didn't incentivize them correctly. I didn't articulate the vision of the brand to make them feel excited again every single day. Boom, 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 boom. What could I have done? How could I frame wins from yesterday that our clients had, that our students had, that could inspire them to do better and do more, right? And if I look at these things, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't really do that. Or I could have said this, or I could have done that. I could have framed it in that way. And even now, when I'm looking at the past, I'm like, this specific client didn't want to do webinars, right? On a weekly basis. Did I actually framing in the right way? I could say like, hey, the fucking 8 months ago, Ambang didn't know how to frame this specific client to do what he wanted. To do webinars, for example, right? His framing techniques or his understanding of human nature wasn't at that level yet to be able to frame the message to get this person to do webinars in an effective way. Make it digestible, understanding, make it tangible, do the math behind it, right? Be inspirational, do a financial model, right? All of these things are critical. You can make everyone do whatever the fuck you want them to do if it's in their own self-interest, and you have to make it worth it for them to do it, right? So that's pretty much it, man. That was the lesson of today. Just a quick yapping, but man, own it, own it. Everything is your own fault, man. Everything is your own fault. Framing lessons. We're in Dubai, as you can see. And yeah, man, having a meeting with some fundraisers. They're about to raise, I think, like 5 million for a project. They wanted to speak to me as an investor and all that stuff. So just a little side note. But yeah, you know, quick little lesson about framing. Framing is the most important thing. If you want to learn more about these things, you know, just subscribe. Just subscribe. That's it. That was the word. I'm not used to YouTube, man. Like, subscribe, all that shit, you know. If you want to learn more, and I keep most of the stuff for the paid people. Now, people know this. I say this all the time. All the time. But make sure that you subscribe. And this channel will be full of these lessons. But I'll be having YAP lessons and, you know, just reflecting on things that I learned, that I see with my students that are making 50, 100K a month, up to my clients that are making 3 million a month, you know, and just drop it here in bite sizes just like these. And yeah, you know, that's it. That's it for Ambang today. For the ones that want to maybe become a student, they also have an offer, high ticket offer or service, and they want to scale it to the moon. Hey, I'll drop a link there if you want to talk to me on the team. That's whatever, you know. I'll make money regardless, right? But yeah, man, for the ones who want to work with me, also agency clients, I can't even take on agency clients anymore, even if I wanted to, man. Like, we're full capacity now. But I have the M-Banks Mastermind, right? If you're making 20K and up and you want to hit multiple six figures, I'm here. It's a one-on-one mentorship with your boy. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, man. It's pretty much it for today. Go out there, get rich, or make yourself some money, and then hopefully we see each other in Dubai. Let's go. Ciao, ciao.